Hello everyone. Welcome to Virtual Concert Hall's live programs. Thank you for joining us today for the Carnegie Auditions. Our channel is dedicated to bringing performances and other live events from musicians and artists from around the world to our dear audiences, all of you around the globe. I'm Anna Spinskaya. I'm a pianist and I'll be hosting the program today. I'm joining from Washington, D.C. area and the skies are clearing finally. This morning was really gloomy. I hope where you are is a better weather. Today we're presenting the auditions for the Gala concerts at Weill Recital Hall at Carnegie Hall, scheduled for June and throughout the next season. Musicians are auditioning for the opportunity to present live in person their artistry in the famous Carnegie Hall in New York City. The Gala auditions are organized and sponsored by Progressive Musicians, Sound Espressivo, and Virtual Concert Halls. Musicians you will hear today are performing live from their own locations, and that encompasses the entire world. We had musicians joining us from Vietnam, from India, from Armenia, from the United States, and more of the other countries are going to be represented today. Musicians are seeking guidance and comments from the judges, and you will hear judges joining us again from wherever they are at the moment and providing their suggestions and recommendations for performance right after each and every one of those performances. Let me just quickly introduce the organizers of this event. The Sound Espressivo Global Competition is an online live-streamed competition. It combines the competitive environment, of course, because it's a competition, with the live performance and outreach throughout social media and video platforms to the audiences which can attend those events and be part of this festive environment from wherever they are without having to drive their cars someplace. Progressive Musicians is the organizer of many competitions, concerts, and other events at prestigious venues around the world, including venues like Carnegie Hall. Virtual Concert Halls is a musicians driven and founded internet TV broadcasting company. We're focused on providing artists with a virtual stage and ability to reach audiences well beyond the walls of conventional concert halls. The goal of those auditions is to encourage, to nurture, and reward musicians who are taking proactive approach to sharing their art with a wide audience and to developing their careers too. Sound Espressivo and Progressive Musicians together are providing opportunities for musicians to discover their unique artistic voice, to take initiative, to present themselves on their own terms, and to thus carve their own career paths. For example, in those auditions and the competitions sponsored by our organizations, you will see that musicians are not restricted to their choice of the repertoire. They're not restricted to the length of their repertoire and even styles. Musicians choose what represents their artistry best, and that's what we want. We want the stages to be filled with unique representation of each musician's voice. And let's watch a short presentation of what the Carnegie Auditions are all about.
Progressive Musicians and Sound Espressivo are hosting live auditions for our Laureate Gala at Carnegie Hall this summer. Auditions are open to soloists, composers, small and large ensembles. You can also audition for an opportunity to perform a concerto with the New York Chamber Players Orchestra. Don't miss your opportunity to receive a professional video recording of your performance on this world-renowned stage.
And musicians are applying to perform as recitalists, as soloists, as ensemble members, and also to perform with the New York Chamber Players Orchestra. Now, this entire enterprise is driven by professional musicians. I am a pianist, and everyone on board of those events are professional musicians. So we're trying our best to do those events the way musicians want to see them done. And for example, there are additional prizes, and we are enjoying incredible support from companies and organizations from around the world joining us in the effort to help musicians enhance their education and careers. Let me introduce the Recognition Award, sponsored and provided for our events by iClassical Academy, which is an educational company based in Switzerland and providing incredible library of masterclasses from the best musicians of our time, focused on various instruments and various aspects of performing, career, and competing. Another great supporter of our events is James Adler and the James Adler and Oaks Music Library. This company and this wonderful pianist are sponsoring the Audience Favorite Award. The award is focused on encouraging musicians and their support groups to be active, to be connected, and to act in support of their musicians. So anyone can log in to once the voting starts and vote for their favorite musician. And yes, you can vote for the musician whom you know, who you want to support, and who you want to help expand and develop their career. We count all the votes, and at the end, the person who received most votes will receive a $200 award. We are also very grateful to have Steve Robinson with us. He is a renowned American radio producer and host of the classical music programs. He had been on stage directing and producing radio shows about classical music for nearly 40 years. Very well-known figure in the classical music world, co-producer of the Exploring Music with Bill McLaughlin and other world-renowned classical music programs. He will be interviewing participants in the Carnegie Hall Gala. He did those interviews with us back in November at the Gala. So musicians get an opportunity to talk with a person who is really vested in the classical music and been supporter of the classical music for many years. That's an opportunity for the artists to present themselves above and beyond the repertoire which they're performing, and to share their personality with the audience, to speak about their views, their aspirations, and to invite the audience to be part of their life, which we could find an extremely important aspect of being a musician. We need to be communicators in more than only musical language. We need to share our person and personality with people. And let's take a quick look at the audition schedule. In the next 4 days, we will have 11 groups of auditionees performing the pieces which they've chosen to present in front of the judges. And those are peak previews. Musicians who will be selected for the programs at the Carnegie Gala will be performing these exact pieces. Some are concertos with the orchestras, arias. Some people chose chamber ensemble or solo performances, and right now you're watching the beginning of the group 3, which will be presenting the voice musicians who are, if chosen, will be performing these vocal works at the Carnegie Hall. And we also are very, very grateful to the extraordinary panel of international judges. Please, I would like to encourage you to visit Sound Espressivo website and click on the judges. You will see a tremendous collection of artists with prominence and great influence in the classical world who work with us throughout those seasons. For the past 3 years, they've been on our panels multiple times. We have conductors, instrumentalists, and vocal coaches and vocalists, and even music managers and composers on that panel. And you will hear some very heartfelt sharing of their expertise and their suggestions and recommendations to the musicians today. And I would like to invite on our virtual stage our judge of today, of this session. Vera Danchenko is a vocal coach and a pianist with a very big international standing. Vera, it's such a great pleasure to have you join us. Thank you for sharing your time and expertise.
Thank you for inviting me, and I'm really honored and do my best to help to launch those beautiful careers. You know, it's so exciting.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And you have launched multiple careers of vocalists, including people who are cast by the Met and La Scala and major other opera houses around the world. So we are really honored to have you with us today and very much looking forward to your comments. And I also would like to invite on stage James Welch, who is the director of the Progressive Musicians. He's a prominent pianist and also show director of multiple Broadway shows and theater shows and operas on many stages. And he is one of our main collaborator in producing these auditions and the concerts at the Carnegie. James, great pleasure to have you with us. Thank you very much for your time and help.
Thank you too. It's great to be here.
Wonderful. And now, without any further ado, I know that we already have our auditionees ready, all fired up, tech checked. I want to thank also the crew behind the scenes, the magicians who prepare everybody's tech and make sure that this doesn't sound nearly like anything like Zoom, but sounds much more representative of the artistry of our auditionees. Thank you very much, Fedor Spensky and Frane Rusinovich, who are producing this show for us. And I want to mention that they are prominent musicians themselves. Frane is a pianist based in Europe right now. He's in Croatia. And Fedor is a junior-trained violinist based in the United States. So thank you guys for supporting and assisting us. We will be inviting our first auditionee, and we'll have Alison Saporta from the United States, voice. Alison, it's a great pleasure to present you on the virtual stage, and we wish you all the best and great luck in your audition. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much. Once again, I am Alison Saporta, and I will be singing Vado ma dove.
Non se
Fantastic! What a beautiful way to start the session. Thank you so much. And now to our judge, Vera Danchenka, please.
Hello. Wonderful to meet you, Alison. Wonderful to hear you. A couple of maybe recommendations. That's not about judging. It's maybe much more as our conversation of sharing our experience as, a few more years on stage of mine. First of all, when you come in, you're absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. Don't have a scare in your eyes. Have a joy of performance.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to see, because stage, it's sort of, that's what you're dreaming about. This is your goal, to be artist. When you step on stage, when you think about you on stage, you are not a student anymore. You are the artist to offer us what you can do with that piece of music at that particular moment. Which means you're using as much technique as you have at your disposal at that moment. Because tomorrow it will be better. 3 months from now it will be even better. So because music has no final product, that's very optimistic statement. As long as we are alive, it's improving. So if you could tell me, where are you in the opera in this aria?
So this is an insert aria, and right now what I am currently thinking of is I'm singing essentially to my lover, who is not in the room with me. He may be in the other area of the room, but I'm trying to think of, the memories that we had, and I'm saying, oh God, where is my love? It's, and it's not to look fearful, it's to really remember, and what you said, not look fearful, it's to remember the times that I had.
Absolutely. And, I think that kind of acting coming from your insights would enrich your performance, because you will allow yourself much richer dynamical range.
Mm-hmm.
Because what you gave us was very warm, very beautiful, but your dynamical range, I wish to be richer.
Okay.
Extended. Don't be afraid of piano.
Yes.
Of beautifully supported piano.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be afraid of real forte with the reserve. Never give us your last. Always leave something for yourself to enjoy. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And that will bring your whole aria and emotions into different stage of artistry.
Okay.
So if you could, now I would not maybe like for you to use too much of vibrato, especially at the very beginning.
Okay.
You can, because it's only the introduction, leave it for later.
Yes. Okay.
Unravel us, give me your story.
Okay.
And maybe one more moment would be hopefully helpful. When you end the phrase and your next phrase begins from higher note,
Mm-hmm.
please make sure that you leave your last note or two of the previous phrase to your voice, because mentally you're already in the position of your next note.
Yeah.
And that will help you to be exactly perfect, on the pitch, plus emotionally you're ready to continue.
Okay. I see yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that will give us a continuing story.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much. Bravo.
Thank you so much. This was very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Vera, and thank you, Alison. This was wonderful to hear you sing this beautiful aria, and thank you, Vera, for such helpful comments. I'm learning. It applies to pianists too. Okay, and Alison will say goodbye to you for now, and we'll be inviting on stage our next performer, Sophie Dunér, a singer from Sweden, with two very interesting choices of the repertoire. Very much looking forward to hearing that. The stage is all yours. Take it away.
Dunér, and I will be singing Leo by Karlheinz Stockhausen. I had the honor to study with him years ago, and this is the version that I'm going to make of his music. And then I'm also going to sing the Neon Pterodactyl, written by Francis Schwartz. And the Neon Pterodactyl is an ancient bird that could take us anywhere during COVID. So Francis wrote this piece for me when I was stuck in New York during COVID. I will start with Leo. The next piece, the Neon Pterodactyl. The singing pterodactyl
standing ovation from me. Sophie, you sent shivers down my spine. You're incredible. I had a blast experience watching and listening to you. Amazing. Thank you. You made my day. Wow.
Oh, I'm so honored. Thank you. I became that bird.
That was really cool.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, Vera, to you as a judge.
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for introducing this new. Actually, I find that it's very interesting. It's a sort of new tendency in our days to combine very many elements from different, just singing your instrument, but what you sing, that's another story. So, and you're using your voice in many different ways. Of course, it's a classically trained, I understand that it's wonderful. And then you add all and every element of jazz singing, of those scaps, or, every type of technique, which is very interesting and beautiful. And Sophie, thank you so much for introducing. Since this is new music, what I think will be helpful for the audience, if the same few words intro you gave, to the Pterodactyl, you will do for Stockhausen. Because, let me ask you, are you a Leo?
No, I'm a Scorpio.
Me too. Viva Scorpios. Okay.
Scorpios hate each other. They hate Leo. So,
but not in music.
but there is like a conflict and excitement with Leo. But there is usually like my brother is a Leo. He's my baby brother.
Okay. But speaking of which, let me ask you, and please excuse my ignorance. Stockhausen wrote all 12 zodiac signs?
I have the book, and I know all 12, but I only recorded one. But I
that's
know
perfectly fine. Yeah, because it's just for me and for maybe somebody else who may have this question. Listen, it's very interesting what you're doing, plus acting elements. This is very new. And being a vocal coach, I know how much of movement we need to incorporate in singing to have it live, for music to live, not only just to stand. So thank you very much for incorporating those elements, and it was done with very high taste. So there is very well done. And what else I maybe recommend is slightly more active consonants.
Oh, yes.
I'm losing a little bit of the structure of the language.
Yes. Okay.
If you could, and I use the word energy in the consonants because they're never stoppers, but the vowels are line, are, string of the necklace which Anna have, but consonants are those pearls. You understand?
Pronounce that better. Yeah.
So it would be much more effective addition, it's just my opinion, of course, to all what you do in acting, because you're doing quite sharp motions.
Yes, it's edgy. It's like, yes.
It's edgy. Give me this edginess in the consonants.
Yes, okay, I will do that. I can, but I thought this is like classical things. I have to take it easy.
But we have to take under consideration that we have to project. And in order to project perfectly sound-wise, and of course dramaturgically, whatever form you want to give, we need those guys, and they are never stoppers, but they are very active.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll write that down. Yes. Thank you.
That would be fantastic. Thank you very much. And the same thing in Leo. I would go much more wild to your crescendos.
In a Leo?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean when I go up?
No,
Okay.
I'm not doing gestures. I'm talking vocal. in
Oh,
singing.
when I sing Leonardo. Okay, so I can shout
See,
even more.
yeah, and plus, you know what I may recommend? There's a little hint. If you begin crescendo on a previous note to the high note immediately, it's not da, it's da. Immediate energy into that crescendo. That will be, I hope, more effective.
Yes. Thank you.
Brava.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I had a blast.
Wonderful.
So did I.
Yeah, thank you, Vera, so much.
Thank
That's so helpful. And James, did you have any comments you wanted to share with Sophie?
No, I mean it was all very compelling and very interesting to listen to. It was something new that I've never heard. I heard a little bit on the pre-screening videos, of course, but you know, it's nice to hear it live. And and the thank you for introducing these pieces to us.
Yes,
Really
thank you.
Fun.
Thank you so much for introducing this great music. And what a great choice of music. That's another very important aspect of you as an artist.
Absolutely.
You choose the pieces really well. And you won my heart with both of those pieces immediately. And we have a great comment from one of the audience member. Wow, Sophie, that was great, Stockhausen. And Francis Schwartz, never heard of that composer. Yeah, I love all of the different styles you sing. So that's from Cindy Dietschmann.
Francis is looking now. Yes, Francis Schwartz is an amazing composer. He's probably looking now. From his ship
Wonderful. Wonderful piece, wonderful. And if I may add, both of those pieces seem to be extraordinarily technically challenging, but the way you presented it was so well connected and so well incorporated, and you go from one style of singing to another style completely seamlessly. You're just a magnificent artist with all those tools at your disposal, and you are so fluent with it. I'm just so impressed. Wonderful.
Like I sing folk music, you use everything you have and you have fun with it. That's what it's
Yes,
all
but
about.
your classical trained voice, I can hear that too, and that is very rare. So that you're able to bring this classical background of 500 years of what we know about vocal history. Incredible. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm honored to be part of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, and so Sophie Dunér from Sweden is concluding this session, this group, and we hope to hear Alexandra Halchak, who unfortunately fell sick. We hope to hear her on one of the other groups a little bit later. As we already mentioned, this is a 4-day marathon for our organizers and our judges. We have 13. Don't be scared by the number. We have 13 groups which are presenting their audition pieces throughout today, tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. And I wanted to thank Vera so much for your encouragement, for your expertise, for your optimistic spirit, and for joining us, for sharing your time and helpful comments with the auditionees today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's my honor. Thank you.
Great. And James, thank you so much for being our dear colleague and one of the masterminds behind this whole format and whole idea and organizing those concerts at the Carnegie Hall. Thank you so much for being indispensable part of this whole process.
Well, thank you, Anna. It's been a pleasure, and to have you as the other half of this, the other half of the mastermind and your team just do an amazing job here, and it's just this is all very rewarding on my end too.
Yes, thank you. And I want to thank our incredible team of magicians behind the scene who are preparing magicians and musicians, exactly, preparing our musicians to be able to perform on the virtual stage and maintaining the virtual stage and creating this whole production. And we have a whole team working behind the scenes over the next 4 days. Thank you, Ante Božić-Kudrić, Frane Rusinovic, Fedor Uspensky, Igor Zubkovsky, and I want to mention all and every one of our directors and producers and broadcast engineers are professional musicians with their own performing and teaching careers. Ante is a composer, Igor Zubkovsky is a cellist with a Kennedy Center, Frani Rusinovich is a wonderful pianist with a career in Europe, and he's currently in Croatia, and Fyodor Uspensky is a Juilliard-trained violinist based in the United States. These are the guys who acquired those incredible skills of creating and presenting virtual stage. Thank you guys very much for being our tremendous support. And I want to also mention a few events and other things which we're producing and which are coming up. So this will be a little advertisement pause, but I hope you find the information which we provide helpful, because we are creating more and more opportunities for musicians to present, to perform, to tour, to play concerts with orchestras, and so forth. So the next upcoming audition is Prominent Pianists, and it's focused on pianists who may not be quite yet ready for the high pressure events like Carnegie Auditions, but someone who is aspiring to the high levels absolutely needs to start somewhere and to have venues which are supportive of their growth. So here's a short introduction of the Prominent Pianist auditions coming up.
Progressive Musicians is a proud sponsor of the New York State Music Teachers Association's very first International Prominent Pianists Festival, open to pianists of all levels locally and internationally. Perform on our live winners recital in person at Buffalo's Penny Birchfield Auditorium, or by remote if you can't join us in person. Top prizes will include an opportunity to perform at Carnegie Hall next season. Don't miss your opportunity to improve your skills and to give performances on world-renowned stages.
And I want to also share with you a little bit of the peak preview for those who are auditioning to perform with the New York Chamber Players Orchestra, and under the baton of their music director, Maestro Giacomo Franci. If you are selected for the performance, there's a very interesting and engaging and also good for your growth process of connecting with the orchestra conductor and working on preparation of this concert. This is usually hidden behind the scenes for the audience, but we find it interesting for people to find out what it is musicians do before you come in the concert hall and you see them all glorious on a 6-foot tall stage. So we prepared a short clip of the sessions, preparation sessions, which Giacomo Franci conducted with all the performers of the Gala concert, which we presented in November, so that both musicians and the audience know what's going to happen after you're selected to perform with the orchestra on Carnegie Hall stage.
Yeah. Oh, should I continue?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, good. I liked a little bit better, a little later than the beginning. The beginning was a little bit pushed, but I mean, it was very good. Okay, start again from the very beginning and then keep on going. Lucia, so if you just start from the beginning, see what kind of tempo you do. Yeah. Do you know, for example, before that last scale that you play, you know that there is an orchestra part there, so you have to wait a moment.
So this is a little peek preview behind the curtains of how the soloists work with the conductor, even before they come for the actual rehearsal with the orchestra. So you know what to expect, and so the audience knows that it just doesn't happen by magic. It happens by hard work and a lot of communication and collaboration between the artists. And so Sound Espressivo also produces a lot of concerts for the winners, for the laureates of various auditions and competitions which we produce. And I wanted to just share with you this season concerts. We had multiple musicians, and Antian Jeong's concert is coming up. And we had concerts where we had several musicians perform, or just the solo recitals of the laureates with various programs. You can see all of those live. They're presented live by musicians performing from their own locations. Sometimes it's a concert hall, sometimes it's church, sometimes it's a studio or their own home studio. And people are, again, artists are joining those concerts from various countries, from all over the world, frankly. So you can tune in and watch that in real time and then share your comments in the real time. And you can also visit our websites and our various channels for the replays of those concerts. And hope you enjoy those seasons. Also, it's for the artists to have this stage at their disposal so that they can connect with their audience and build their following, and all together, so that we can bring more of the classical musician and the joy and energy which it provides to more people around the world. This is a good and sometimes inspiring and healing experience to be connected with the classical music. So we want to really provide that opportunity. Now, call orchestra auditions are designed for artists who are ready and seeking opportunities to perform with the orchestras around the world. We have prepared a very interesting season, and we're working and collaborating with the orchestras in many different countries, providing the opportunities for chosen musicians selected for those performances to travel, to meet new orchestras, new conductors, to perform, and of course, to network and develop their careers. So be on the watch out for the call orchestra auditions coming up for the 23-24 season. We also have interviews and many broadcasts. We help musicians to be present on various channels and social networks through interviews, through concerts, through masterclasses, and through presenting themselves as artists and multifaceted artists, because each artist is much more than just the repertoire, the collection of pieces they're playing today. It's a person with a lot to give, and we want the audience to be able to connect on a more personal level with every winner and every auditionee on our programs. So as you see on the screen, we will broadcast the rehearsals in New York happening just before the Carnegie Gala, and we'll also broadcast the interviews, and we create programs called Our Story, where we tell people more about composers and performers and everyone involved in those auditions, about judges, about our supporters, about the companies around the world which are extending their help and their energy to create these events. So, and now I want to thank again Vera Danchenka, our judge for this session, and James Welch, the director of Progressive Musicians. Thank you both very much for being part of these auditions today.
Thank you.
Yes, and we will be seeing everyone back with us tomorrow. Tomorrow is a long day. We start at 7:45 Eastern Standard. I need a pot of coffee, and we will be running all day tomorrow, and then we have 2 large sessions on Monday and Tuesday. Vera, James, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
And
Pleasure is mine.
thank you, our audience. We'll see you tomorrow. please be back with us. Bye for
Bye-bye.
now.